Why should it be Dubois or Usyk? Why don't they step up and let him fight? But listen, I don't pay the money. It's not my, it's if they want that. But I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think Joe should be given he'll get a fight. He'll get a fight.
Spencer Brown couldn't hide his frustration. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's not happy about it. Instead of giving Joseph Parker the fight he deserves, certain figures in boxing are pushing their own agendas, keeping real competition at bay. The so-called big names aren't stepping up, and Parker is being sidelined despite proving himself in dominant fashion. Brown isn't the one making the money decisions, but he made it clear this is nothing but politics, and it stinks. Parker has earned the right to take on the biggest names, yet behind-the-scenes dealings seem to be at play once again. However, Brown is confident that Parker's next major fight is coming. It has to. The real question is whether the sport will do the right thing or if corrupt decision-makers will once again rob a deserving...
Joseph Parker, in the immediate aftermath, called out Oleksandr Usyk. And for me personally, if ever there was a guy who deserves a world title shot, if ever there was a guy who deserved a crack at Oleksandr Usyk, even though Daniel Dubois is a champion, for me, it's got to be Joseph Parker at the end of the day.
Deserving fighter of his moment. Parker has done more than enough to earn a shot at the world title. Fresh off a dominant victory, he made it clear he's ready for the toughest challenge, setting his sights on Oleksandr Usyk. And realistically, who deserves it more? Parker just dismantled Martin Bakole, a fighter most heavyweights wouldn't dare step into the ring with, and he did it in brutal fashion. Yet, despite this, boxing politics continue to push other names forward, ignoring the fact that Parker has consistently fought and beaten top-level opposition. Daniel Dubois may hold a belt, but when it comes to proving yourself at the highest level, Parker is miles ahead. The real question now is whether boxing will reward the rightful contender or let backroom deals dictate the division. If fairness still exists in this sport, Parker should be next in line, no debate. But can Parker actually win this fight? Or is this...
He says Usyk, he also says Dubois. I know you're in the conversation of Dubois, Usyk. What do you do with your partner?
There's lots of things there to be done, and we will do them. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's lots of... Sorry, I can't hear anything. There's lots of things that we can look at, lots of permutations, and we'll get there at the end of the day with a really good fight for Joe. I mean, he's on the Queensbury team, and we'll make sure we deliver.
It's a stylistic clash that will leave him outclassed. Frank Warren was quick to address the growing buzz around Usyk, emphasizing that he's all in on making the biggest fights happen. He didn't hold back, stating that there are plenty of options on the table for Usyk, and no matter what, a massive fight will be lined up. But will Parker get the opportunity he deserves? Or will the politics of boxing once again deny a rightful contender his shot? Spencer Brown couldn't hide his frustration. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's not happy about it. Instead of giving Joseph Parker the fight he deserves, certain figures in boxing are pushing their own agendas, keeping real competition at bay. The so-called big names aren't stepping up. And
Chisora just call you out. Something happened with Chisora.
He's going to bring us some Five Guys.
Okay.
We deserve a few burgers.
What do you want to do next? Who do you want?
We will fight anyone. I will fight anyone.
We want the title. He deserves it. He's earned it here. Look, he said no to no one.
Yeah.
He took the biggest challenges out there. Now, the only thing left for him to do is fight for the titles. Everything else is a step down, so give him his chance.
Parker is being sidelined despite proving himself in dominant fashion. Brown isn't the one making the money decisions, but he made it clear this is nothing but politics, and it stinks. Parker has earned the right to take on the biggest names, yet behind-the-scenes dealings seem to be at play once again. However, Brown is confident that Parker's next major fight is coming. It has to. The real question is whether the sport will do the right thing or if corrupt decision-makers will once again rob a deserving fighter of his moment. Parker has done more than enough to earn a shot at the world title. Fresh off a dominant victory, he made it clear he's ready for the toughest challenge, setting his sights on Oleksandr Usyk. And realistically, who deserves it more? Parker just dismantled Martin Bakole, a fighter most heavyweights wouldn't dare step into the ring with, and he...
On the question.
One?
It's one.
Okay.
You want to fight Daniel Dubois next?
Yes, I wanna.
Will that happen?
What?
Will it happen next?
Good, one question.
What did you make of Parker?
He did it in brutal fashion. Yet, despite this, boxing politics continue to push other names forward, ignoring the fact that Parker has consistently fought and beaten top-level opposition. Daniel Dubois may hold a belt, but when it comes to proving yourself at the highest level, Parker is miles ahead. The real question now is whether boxing will reward the rightful contender or let backroom deals dictate the division. If fairness still exists in this sport, Parker should be next in line, no debate. Frank Warren knows exactly what needs to be done to make it all come together. He made it clear that with the right plans,
I told you what I felt about him, and I felt that, Martin, who very bravely took the fight at short notice. Obviously he got well paid, but it was Joe's night, and Joe took the fight and that opportunity in style and delivered in the big way.
Usyk will get what he deserves, a top-tier showdown. Warren, standing strong with Queensberry Promotions, is committed to delivering for his fighters, and Usyk's next big fight is clearly at the top of that list. It's all about timing, strategy, and making that dream fight happen. There's no doubt the best is yet to come, and Warren is fully focused on making it a reality. Parker has made his intentions crystal clear. He's not here to take a back seat. After a grueling battle, he's ready to jump right back in, taking only a short break before chasing the biggest fights in the division. He's eyeing the champions and refusing to back down.
He was supposed to get it tonight, and he will get it, 100%. And I'm rooting for him to become two-time champion of the world. It's not an easy feat. It's one thing, like, he was there, he was on the door of it today, in terms of with the Dubois fight, but it shows you how tough it is. It ain't just like how good are you, it's the stars have got to align. Just to get that champion in the ring takes a bit of like luck as well, so I'm sure his time will come.
He's fought the toughest names, taken every challenge head on, and now there's only one thing left, a shot at the world title. Calling out the biggest names, he's making it clear he's ready for war. He refuses to be overlooked and knows he's earned his moment. The question now is, will the champions give him his rightful shot, or will they continue dodging? Parker isn't here for side fights, he's here for legacy. It's time the division recognizes what's coming. Could this be the fight that changes everything for Parker? Is he the true champion or just a stepping stone? Oleksandr Usyk kept it short, but
Joseph Parker now, we don't know if he's going to have that fight with Daniel Dubois. If Dubois goes into an Usyk rematch next, what do you want to see?
I want to see that fight. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Parker Dubois?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight.
Who you got?
Who do I got? The best man. But right now, Daniel Dubois is the top man right now. He's the man that's holding the belt. So Parker has to come good. And Parker has the ability to win as well.
Left no room for doubt. He's ready. When asked about a potential fight with Parker, he didn't hesitate, making it clear he's willing to step into the ring. There was no long explanation, no dodging, just pure confidence. The heavyweight division is on fire, and with Parker making a massive statement, Usyk now has another serious contender knocking at his door. The real question is, will this fight happen next, or will Parker have to wait in line? With so many moving pieces in the heavyweight landscape, one thing is certain: if this clash happens, it's going to be an all-out war. Frank Warren didn't hold back in acknowledging Joseph Parker's dominant performance. He also recognized Martin Bacol's bravery for stepping in on short notice, but there was no denying that this was Parker's night. Parker didn't just win, he delivered in a massive way, seizing the opportunity with style and proving once again why he belongs among the elite. The way he handled business in the ring left no questions unanswered. Warren saw firsthand how Parker took control and made a statement when it mattered most. With this kind of performance, Parker has thrown his name right into the world title conversation, and now the boxing world waits to see what's next for him. Anthony Joshua's words reveal his unwavering support for Parker. He's confident that Parker will eventually become a two-time world champion despite the tough challenges ahead. Joshua understands how difficult it is to reach that level. It's not just about talent.
But I think he would give Oleksandr Usyk plenty to think about and plenty he could deal with. He seems to be hitting a bit harder these days as well. So Joe Parker versus Usyk, it would be an interesting fight. I've never seen it, so I really could think, okay, anything could happen. It's heavyweight boxing. Parker is a very, very good heavyweight.
But about everything falling into place. He knows firsthand how many factors come into play, from the right opportunities appearing at the right time to sheer determination. While Parker came close to that goal during his fight with Daniel Dubois, Joshua believes his time will come. The journey to becoming a champion isn't easy, but Joshua has no doubt Parker will get there eventually. Lennox Lewis is keeping his eyes on Parker's journey following his latest victory. The uncertainty around whether Parker will fight Dubois next or if Dubois will go straight into a rematch with Oleksandr Usyk has everyone on edge. However, Lewis is enthusiastic about the potential fight between Parker and Dubois.
Well, it's kind of what we expected. Of course, there was always the what-if factor, but you brought someone, 20 hours on a plane from Africa, didn't land until 3 a.m. today and barely got any sleep. Of course, there's a chance that that's going to happen.
Believing it could be a fantastic matchup that delivers fireworks in the heavyweight division. When asked who he thinks will come out on top, Lewis doesn't hesitate to share his thoughts. As of now, Daniel Dubois holds the crown as the man with the belt, but Lennox Lewis is quick to point out that Joseph Parker shouldn't be underestimated. Lewis sees immense potential in Parker, noting that the Kiwi fighter has the skills and ability to win. It's clear that Lewis believes in Parker's potential, but also recognizes the high level of competition in the heavyweight division. Derek Chisora didn't hold back as he slammed the entire situation. He questioned how anyone could expect a fighter to perform after a grueling 24-hour flight, while Parker had been in camp for months, putting in the work and perfecting his game. The sheer disparity in preparation was obvious. Chisora emphasized that throwing someone into the ring after such exhaustion, a lack of sleep, and limited medical checks is not just unfair, it's illegal. For Chisora, it's not just about fighting, it's about fair preparation. When one fighter has been working for months and the other barely has a chance to recover, something is fundamentally wrong with the situation. Joseph Parker could seriously make Oleksandr Usyk rethink his entire game plan. Parker's power has been steadily rising, becoming more evident with every fight. Lately, he's been hitting harder than ever, which could give Usyk plenty to consider. A matchup between these two heavyweights would be a true spectacle, Parker's raw strength against Usyk's technical brilliance. Parker has always been a solid heavyweight, but now, with newfound power and confidence, he's a completely different fighter.